Inside NASA, The Secret Empire Building, Humanity's Future, Part 1, The Birth of NASA. What if I told you that the most powerful space organization in human history was born from fear? Fear of losing, fear of falling behind, fear that another nation could dominate the skies above Earth. Long before astronauts walked on the moon, before giant rockets shook the planet, before the world watched launches live on television. There was a silent war happening high above the clouds, a war between two superpowers, a war that would create an organization capable of changing humanity forever. That organization was NASA. But who truly controls NASA? Who created it? Who funds it? And how did it become one of the most advanced scientific empires ever built? Tonight, we enter the hidden world of NASA. Chapter 1. Before NASA existed. In the early 1900s, space travel sounded impossible. Most people believed humans would never leave Earth. Flying itself was still new. The Wright brothers had only recently proven airplanes could work. But behind closed military laboratories, scientists were already dreaming bigger, much bigger. Germany became one of the first countries to seriously develop advanced rocket technology. During World War II, German engineer Wernher von Braun created the terrifying V-2 rocket. It became the first long-range guided ballistic missile in history. The V-2 could travel faster than sound. It could strike cities without warning. And most importantly, it could reach the edge of space. After the war ended, both the United States and the Soviet Union rushed to capture German scientists. They understood something dangerous. Whoever mastered rockets could one day control space. America brought Wernher von Braun and many engineers to the United States under a secret operation known as Operation Paperclip. Their knowledge would later help create NASA's rocket systems. At the time, America already had an aeronautics agency called NACA, the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics. It focused mainly on aircraft research, but space was becoming the next battlefield. And then, everything changed in 1957. Chapter 2. The Day America Panicked. On October 4, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite. But its impact was massive. For the first time in history, something built by humans orbited Earth, and it was not American. The satellite's tiny beep, beep, beep signal shocked the United States. Americans feared Soviet rockets could now deliver nuclear weapons across the planet. Schools changed their science programs. Politicians panicked. Military leaders demanded action. America realized it was losing the space race. 1 year later, in 1958, President Dwight D. Eisenhower officially created NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA was not just another government agency. It became a symbol, a machine built to prove America could dominate space. NACA facilities were absorbed into NASA. Scientists, engineers, pilots, mathematicians, and military experts joined together. Their mission sounded impossible: send humans into space. Chapter 3. Who really owns NASA? Many people believe NASA is a private company, but the truth is very different. NASA is a government agency of the United States. It does not have a traditional owner like Apple, Tesla, or Amazon. Technically, NASA belongs to the American people. It is funded mainly through taxes approved by the U.S. Congress. The President of the United States appoints the NASA administrator. That person acts as the leader of the agency. Over the decades, many administrators helped shape NASA's direction. But some figures became legendary. James Webb transformed NASA during the Apollo era. Wernher von Braun became the mastermind behind giant Saturn rockets. Gene Kranz became famous for controlling dangerous missions. Katherine Johnson helped calculate critical flight trajectories. Neil Armstrong became the first human to step on the moon. NASA was never built by one man. It became an empire of thousands of brilliant minds. At its peak during the Apollo program, NASA employed over 400,000 people directly and indirectly. Factories across America worked day and night. Entire cities depended on the space program. The moon mission became a national obsession. because America was not just trying to explore space, it was trying to defeat the Soviet Union. Chapter 4. The Mercury Program. NASA's first challenge was terrifying. Could a human survive space? Nobody truly knew. Scientists feared astronauts could go blind. Some believed humans might lose their minds in zero gravity. Others worried the human heart could fail completely. Despite the danger, NASA selected 7 military test pilots. They became known as the Mercury 7. These men would become America's first astronauts. Every mission was extremely risky. Rockets exploded regularly. Computers were primitive. One small mistake could kill everyone instantly. Alan Shepard became the first American in space in 1961. Shortly after, John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth. America slowly regained confidence, but the Soviet Union still remained ahead. Then, President John F. Kennedy made one of the boldest announcements in human history. America would send a man to the moon and bring him back safely before the decade ended. At the time, the goal sounded insane. NASA barely had experience placing humans into orbit, yet suddenly they were expected to travel nearly 400,000 kilometers through space. Still, NASA accepted the challenge. Chapter 5. Building the Moon Machine. To reach the moon, NASA needed something humanity had never built before, a giant rocket powerful enough to escape Earth. That rocket became the Saturn V. Standing taller than a 36-story building, the Saturn V remains one of the most powerful machines ever created. Its engines produced enough energy to shake the ground for kilometers. Millions of parts had to function perfectly. One failure could destroy the mission. NASA factories across America manufactured components with incredible precision. Engineers worked under extreme pressure. Deadlines became brutal. At the same time, astronauts trained constantly. They studied geology, survival, engineering, navigation, and emergency procedures. The Apollo program became humanity's greatest engineering challenge. But before NASA could reach the moon, tragedy struck. Chapter 6. The Apollo 1 Disaster. In 1967, during a routine ground test, a fire erupted inside the Apollo 1 capsule. The cabin was filled with pure oxygen. Flames spread instantly. Astronauts Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee became trapped. They died within minutes. The disaster shocked America. Many questioned whether NASA was moving too fast. Investigations revealed dangerous design flaws. NASA faced intense criticism. But instead of stopping, NASA rebuilt everything. Engineers redesigned spacecraft systems. Safety procedures improved dramatically. The agency learned painful lessons, and slowly, NASA prepared for another attempt. One final mission, one final gamble. The moon. NASA had been born from fear, built through pressure, forged through tragedy. But the greatest moment in human exploration was still waiting. NASA would attempt something no civilization had ever achieved: landing humans on the moon and changing history forever.